Alright, game. So, as I promised, we're going to be doing the all new Deadpool daily. So, this, as you can see, there's a red dot there. So, it's the very first time that we've done it, or we're going to do it. Alright, so, the usual stuff, hey, we're going to earn some 3-star cover, ISO 8, and some other goodies that they have. Alright, now, they've reworked the interface a little bit. So like we got some hard nodes, we got some essential nodes, Crash to the Titans, blah blah blah. So we're gonna take a look at everything. We're gonna go from the easy stuff all the way to the hard stuff, and then go from there. All right, so that guy from that place, this one here hasn't changed too much. Uh, this is pretty much using all your 1-star characters. Here is just pretty much me going to be using 1-star Juggernaut and just mowing down the entire enemy team. Again, you can choose whoever you want to. I just prefer to use Juggernaut because his red is pretty strong for 1-star land, and he's only going to be used maybe once this node. Black Widow is here just for a stun, and then Iron Man 40's there just, he's just there just to be there. I hardly ever use any of his abilities, so I could use the 1-star Spider-Man, but again, no harm, no foul. Alright, and then Juggernaut also heals up pretty quickly too, so there's your standard token. Gotta thank the Alliance for playing as always. There's my resupply, and we'll take a look at the event rewards here. ISO 8 elite tokens, your standard hero points, your standard taco tokens for your max level, and then there's ISO 8. So a little over, what is it, 6,000 ISO 8, 6,000 ISO 8 a day, plus whatever you get from each one of the nodes. So under the sea, again, this here gives you a taco token, but the thing is, for these nodes here, the wave nodes, you can use 1-stars and 2-stars. And since I don't have my 2-star Black Widow or Ms. Marvel or Wolverine, I'll go with the standard team of Magneto, Hawkeye, and Storm. I could also go with Thor if I really wanted even more, not necessarily AP gain, but more control of the board, so to speak. So I'm not always relying on match 5s. And then with these nodes here, again, the enemies that you're gonna face off with are gonna be completely random. So again, that hasn't changed one bit. Some days it's the sentry fighters, which those can be simply annoying. Then you might have the nodes where it's just regular Magia goons, or the what is the other ones, the aim guys, yeah. get my match. Well, I'll go this way to get my match 5 set up. Probably should have went green or blue, but again, speed shot's gonna knock out everybody here. No harm, no foul. Yep, speaking of the aim goons. I kind of wish Magnetic Flux would have gotten more of my tiles or more of the tiles on the board, but you know, hey, that's the randomness of this ability here. Alright, now I need to see here. Well, that should knock out everybody but the mecha and the aim force. And even Storm's, you know, quote unquote match damage, that should even knock somebody out. So there's our ISO 8. Since we got a wave node, again, get an extra 200 ISO 8 for that. Now this one here, third time's the charm. If you remember, this was always on the left hand side. So this here is a battle between, you know, primarily 2-star characters. Again, that's completely random. I mean, whoever you face off against. Here I'm gonna bring in Thor. Is it just to switch things up a little bit, because we know how the Hawkeye combination with this here works. You know, match purple, create match 5s, bada bing, bada boom. Now with Thor, is that we're primarily using his red to convert the yellow tiles on the board to get green, so that Storm can activate her green to destroy some of the tiles that's on the board, and then, you know, get some, well, not some insane board shakeage, but enough board shakeage to where, you know, hey, we got some pretty insane cascades that we could potentially get. Alright, that's done. America. Alright, now that we'll pop off Thunderstrike. And then, yeah, I could take the match 5, but we'll roll with Lightning Storm. But Lightning Storm, what it does is, like, it's, as long as Storm has at least 12 green AP, she'll destroy that number of tiles based on the amount of AP whenever you fire off the move. So if you fire off the move and you have 30 green AP, yeah, you're gonna destroy 30 tiles. Alright, so this one here is the newest node here, the Mighty Toss Down. Shout out to the Mighty Boss Tones. So here is characters that are level 166 of various tiers, 2-star, 3-star, and 4-star. I'm pretty sure this is going to be completely random, but we'll talk about at least this version of the node here. Iron Fist and Luke Cage have a bit of synergy with one another, as long as Iron Fist is an active ally for Luke Cage. His yellow will will fortify any special tiles on the board. And like I said, if Iron Fist is an active ally, then Luke will create a protect tile and then fortify. Alright. Um Luke also punishes us for making or activating our powers. He'll create some projectiles. He'll create a projectile on the board, and since this is a level 3, he's going to reduce the strength of one of our strike, attack, or projectiles by a certain amount. And then a bunch of fiddle faddle. This is his red ability. If we have any special tiles, well, strike, attack, and projectiles on the board, it becomes a little bit weaker. But if we have none, then it's a full punch to the face. Um, Iron Fist, his green, it costs 8. He'll create some strike tiles on the board, and if you have at least 12 black AP, he'll create a few more strike tiles on the board. His purple ability costs 5 Iron Fist to Kunlun. Actively, it will create some number of basic tiles into black tiles, and then if you have 12 black AP, then he'll punch you in the face for a pretty hefty amount. And then his black ability, at the start of each turn, or the start of the battle, each turn, if one doesn't exist, then he'll create an attack tile that's going to consistently do damage at the end of each turn. So you can see Iron Fist strike tiles plus its attack tile equals, you're going through a little bit of chaos. And then add Wolverine into the mix. Wolverine can create strike tiles with his green ability, but it depends on how many red AP he has in order to activate the ability. I mean to put more strike tiles on the board. His red costs 12. It's just a straight damage move. And then his yellow is whenever Wolverine gets to 50% health or less. Anytime any of his allies match yellow, he will heal by a certain amount. Alright? So here we gotta form a team with using 2-star and 3-star characters. So again, we have the whole gamut to choose from. Since this is brand new, I'll go with one of my classic teams that I used to use for wave nodes, with Bullseye, Thor, and Black Panther. And as the fight goes on, we'll explain how everything goes. As I missed the match 4 in black there, but at least I got it in red. Alright, so what Bullseye does, his lethal improvisation, that'll destroy any strike, attack, or projectiles that are on the board. Deal damage, all that good stuff. Alright. His contract killer is really the star of the show. Anytime Bullseye downs an opponent, he will create he'll create at least 7 strike, attack, and protect. Strike tiles on the board. Not strike, attack, and protect, because that'd be kind of gross if he created protect tiles. And then finally, deadly precision. It's a little bit of a board shake, though. We're really not going to be using his board shake. We'll be using it a little bit. Why am I lying? Alright, Thor on the other hand, standard stuff. There's the Iron Fist of Kunlun. Again, Mjolnir's Might creates yellow. We're going to be using yellow to power up the strike tiles from Black Panther, so that we can get you know, all the goodies to go off. And so yeah, we're still not in lethal improvisation range. Not yet anyways. That's alright. Alright, now we're in lethal improvisation range, but before we do all that, alright, Bullseye's not gonna die. Trust me on that. Alright. Create battle plan, get some strike tiles. Now get rid of Luke Cage and Iron Fist attack tile. Trigger one of the greatest animations in the game. Now, Mjolnir's Might. Now Wolverine's going to be downed here because of the strength of Rage of the Panther and all that good stuff. This is pretty much the only thing you can do, Iron Fist, is create some attack tiles. That's it. Pop off defense grid. I'll match the strike tile here because why not? Activate contract killer again. Like I said, that's pretty much what I used to use in wave nodes. Alright. So now we got the quote unquote good stuff out the way. Now it's time for that required character. If you remember previously, that required character required you to use one of the required characters for the week, or I should say for the day. In this case, it's going to be Doctor Doom. Throughout the week, which I'll show you once we're done here. Again, just throw it. Make sure you use your 3-star or your 5-star Deadpool just so you can get your whales points and your taco tokens, which I'll explain even more once we get to that point. Now again, the reason why I'm using 5-star Thanos, because again, this is not really supposed to be a challenge for me. It's just try to just eliminate the opponents really quick. That's all it is. Alright. Now, one of the things about the taco vaults, they actually tell you who the featured characters are going to be for the week. So Monday is Doctor Doom. Tuesday is the Hood. Wednesday will be Loki. Thursday, Magneto. Friday, Ragnarok. Saturday, 3-star Spider-Man. And then Sunday will be Iron Man 40. And then you have your random assortment of 3 stars, 2 stars, and ISO 8 hero points, health packs, blah blah blah. Alright, so again, the taco vaults haven't changed too much, well, with the exception of giving us 3 4-star characters to choose from and a whole week's worth of 3-star characters. So save up your taco tokens to get the character that you need, or maybe not. I don't know. Alright, so this is another one of the new nodes here. I got a golden disket. Well, I guess there's supposed to be a wordplay on Willy Wonka. So here, get a chance to get 35 hero points, which if you play every day, that'll be enough for you to possibly get a brand new character rostered. At where I'm at in the game, it's like, okay, cool. The reduction of the of the roster slots, that's actually a good thing for me, because instead of playing 2,000, I'll play 1,200. 1,200, you know, that's a little bit better. And I gotta knock at the door, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That was UPS man. But anyway, um, yeah, the adding the hero points to the Deadpool daily, that's always a good thing. Again, everybody needs hero points for roster slots, uh, shielding in PvP. Uh, if you buy hero packs from the game, I mean, hey, I've done it. I'm guilty. So again, a lot of various ways you can use your hero points, but the main thing is always roster slots. Always roster slots. Here, again, it's a 2, 3, and 4-star combination. We'll run through it really quickly, because again, it's going to be different each day. Ares, his onslaught is, I think it should be 6, and what it'll do, he'll deal damage to us based on the amount of green AP that he has. He'll drain all of his green, and then he'll give us some green AP from firing it off. Rampage costs 10. Ares does team damage, and if he's at less than 30% health, then he'll do increased amount of damage behind it. And then Sunder is his self damage and attack. He'll damage himself, creates a 2-turn countdown tile, damages the opponent. Then when the countdown tile finishes, then he'll regain back some of the health that he damaged himself, and I think the opponent gets a little bit damage done to them. I forget that's how it works, but let's look at we'll look at my Ares real quick. What does it do? Yeah, that's right. It deals damage twice. That's what it was. I was right the first time. All right. Luke Cage, the 3-star version is a lot different than the 5-star version. Instead of his projectile activating anytime that we fire off a power, it starts off at the beginning of battle, or if a projectile doesn't exist, he'll create a pretty strong red attack tile. His yellow ability costs 13, deals damage based on the number of allies that are remaining in the fight. And then his black ability, Jab Jab Cross, it costs 6, creates a 4-turn countdown tile that it does initial damage, and then while the countdown tile's on the board, if you have another 6 AP, it'll do additional damage, and then at higher levels, it can potentially stun for 1 turn. Wolverine X-Force, his X-Force ability costs 8. It creates an X-shaped tile on the board, a 3x3 variety, and it'll destroy some number of random tiles on the board. And of course, it deals damage to the target, doesn't generate any AP, and destroy tiles don't do any damage, because reasons. His black ability, Surgical Strike, it's still a strong ability, though it's not as strong as it used to be way back in the day. But what it does now, it costs 11, and it destroys all of the strongest color tiles of whoever is the target of the ability. So an example would be, alright, if we target Ares, it'll destroy all the green tiles on the board, and then deals damage based on the number of green tiles that will destroy it. Now back in the day, it used to drain AP, then destroy tiles, and the Wolverine used to gain AP, and it's like, whoa, that's too much there. And then finally, his yellow ability is recovery, costs 9, creates a 3-turn countdown tile. If the countdown tile reaches 0, then Wolverine is healed, some amount of health. But if the countdown tile is matched away or destroyed, then it'll do some mini tile destructions on the board. It'll deal some damage to the target, and all that good stuff. Alright, so here we form a team of 3 and 4-star characters. Again, you can pretty much use whoever you want to use. I would suspect that a lot of people would end up using Rocket and Groot and Polaris and be done with it, which, hey, that's always a good thing. Here we're gonna give characters that hardly ever get any love. Well, Sabretooth, you get love from me, dude. So we'll go with North Star. We'll go with Human Torch, Jim Hammond. I would go with Talos with the memes, but we already seen his Crash to the Titans, so no. And Lizard, let's go. Again, you can use whoever you want to use here. I'm just using these 3 here because, again, they don't get too much love, at least with my roster. And I like the way North Star's character is, for the most part. Like his blue is actually pretty decent if you can get some number of blue, yellow, and black tiles on the board to destroy. Like right here. Alright. Activate Wildfire. We're not gonna blaze beyond control. We're not gonna activate that there just yet. We'll activate our complex. Get some more strike tiles on the board. Alright, cool. We'll still use that. Oh, we're actually gonna get the bonus version of Ectothermic. Alright, there's the jab, but ooh, yeah, now it's time to burn them up. So let's stun Ares. And now we're gonna destroy all my repeater tiles. And see, there you go. And then you're probably wondering, like, well, wait a minute, why in the world would you destroy your repeater tiles? Well, don't you remember what Lizard's does? His will refortify. Alright. Now the big enchilada. Again, this one here is, a gigantic wave node. So again, go through and use your strongest characters, to get rid of it quickly. Here I'm gonna use what I always do is I always use the Deadpool Spirit of Vengeance, because we gotta have those spicy taco tokens. Why not? Let's see here. Is that we're gonna go pretty odd here. We're gonna go Super Scroll, and I want to stick with the whole fire theme, but I don't. Icarus? Yeah, that fits the fire theme. Why not? Why not? Because Icarus flew too close to the sun. Super Scroll copies the abilities of some members of the Fantastic Four, specifically the Human Torch. I promise you, I didn't know the Human Torch was coming in. Manifest Entity, why not? Create some black. We'll go ahead and match red so that we can get more weighted measured. Oh well, then no sweat off of my back. Well, betrayal will be inevitable eventually. Hey, either that or Icarus is going airborne. Yeah, we're going with Icarus going airborne. And then anytime we match yellow, or we just make a match period, well, Icarus is gonna do a lot of damage, but he'll do even more damage if you happen to match yellow. Or have yellow matches, I should say. Yellow AP. Oh no, you destroyed my countdown. I mean my attack tiles. Oh well. Hopefully, well, it worked out at the end anyways. I really wanted the one-time repeater tile to stay up on here, but hey. And there's our Doctor Doom cover, and now we have let's see here. Oh, the Behemoth Burrito. Oh yeah. So the Behemoth Burrito, for those who remember, again, a predetermined team of 2-star, 3-star, and 4-star characters that the developers have us picking. So instead of us picking, you know, the characters like in some of the other nodes, the developers like, hey, nah, these are the characters that you have to use. So if you have somebody that's not as strong, hopefully you can have your other characters pull in weight. In the case here with Iceman, Scarlet Witch, and Thor, we've already talked about Thor enough as it is anyways. Scarlet Witch, her purple ability costs 14. It does team damage and then stuns a random opponent for some number of turns. At level 5, it's 5 turns, but I think at level 3 it's like 2. I think it's either 2 or 3. Her green ability, Hex Bolt, costs 8. Choose a selected basic tile on the board, destroys the surrounding tiles. You gain AP behind it, and then her arcane incantation. How is it? I know it's a blue countdown tile, and what it'll do, depending upon where you have it at level 5, it's a 3-turn countdown tile. At lower levels, it might be a 4-turn countdown tile. I think that's what it is. A 4-turn countdown tile that will, when it reaches 0, it'll convert some number of basic tiles surrounding the countdown tile into purple tiles, and then whatever cascades and critical tiles will occur from there. Alright, Iceman, if you remember, like the two of them from the, oh my goodness, and this is on the tip of my tongue, the Welcome to Shield. It's like where they have the goon feeding both Iceman and Scarlet Witch purple. You know, that's kind of annoying. Iceman's green ability, it costs 12, and what it does, depending upon how many blue tiles are on the board, a max of 15, he'll do team damage for 12 green, And again, like I said, it depends on how many blue tiles are on the board. His blue is a two-parter. It costs 6 AP initially. Um, so it stuns the target for some number of turns. At level 5, it's a 4-turn stun. At lower levels, 2 to 3, maybe 1 turn at level 2. But it'll stun the target, and then it'll create a countdown tile on the board. And as long as the countdown tile is on the board, if you collect 6 more blue AP, then you can punch your opponent in the face. Remove the countdown tile, but if the stun will still remain. And then finally, his purple ability, again, I forget what the name of it is, but anyway, what it does, it'll convert some number of red tiles into blue tiles. Take because Iceman taking heat from stuff and making stuff Sub-Zero. Anyway, here, Nightcrawler, Ragnarok, Dakin. We don't really need to go into details about these characters here. Just know this here. Anytime that either Iceman, Thor, or Scarlet Witch activates their team damage move, yeah, Nightcrawler's gonna go up in the air and avoid all that there. Primarily what you would want to do though, you would want to use Nightcrawler's purple ability Bamf whenever Scarlet Witch floods the board with purple, and maneuver the board with with all that purple that's going to be potentially on the board. Again, that's the idea, but as always, the best laid plans, don't always happen. Like right now, it's red, so let's just steal some red AP. There we go. Probably could even use godlike power and been done with it. Alright, so at least with the Bohemian Burrito, we'll get, again, extra points. If you complete all the other nodes, again, you're going to get extra points. But you're going to keep your resources as well. Alright, so we got 2 Crash of the Titans today. Alright, so we got one at 270, one at 270, but both of which are going to require Jax Destroyer. Alright. So we'll do the Thanos appropriate one first because comic book lore, and Drax used to have a Thanos sense. It's kind of like a spider sense, but he knows exactly where Thanos is. Anyway, Thanos' black doesn't really matter because this is a one-on-one fight. But if it wasn't a one-on-one fight, if he downs an opponent, he will do team damage to the enemy team, and then team damage to his allies. The ability that we do need to worry the most about is his purple ability. Purple will create a countdown tile. I think it lasts for 5 turns, and what it does, it will increase all of Thanos' damage by a percentage, and I forget what it is at level 5. I want to say it's like 200% or something along those lines. We'll look at it when we get into the fight, because we're taking a little bit too long. And then finally, his green ability, Come and Get Me. This costs 12. Thanos, excuse me. He goes out in front, and whatever the countdown tile reaches 0, he'll do team damage to the enemy team. But again, since this is a one-on-one fight, it doesn't matter about Thanos being out in front. Affiliations are villains with Thanos. Drax the Destroyer, I'm actually gonna have to change him up a little bit real quick, cause how I got my Drax, he's actually in an Agent Coulson and Iron Fist mode. So his black ability is called the Destroyer. As you saw me rearranging his abilities around, this costs 10, and what it does, it deals damage to the target, and then it destroys up to 3 enemy special tiles and 4 random tiles surrounding them, dealing damage but not generating AP. At lower levels, obviously, lesser damage, fewer enemy special tiles destroyed, and then 1 less random tile. Alright. Secret weapon. This is both his active and passive ability. So actively it costs 9. Creates a purple strike tile of a certain strength, and then if you have some number of countdown tiles up on the board with that's a max of 5, then he'll create them a little bit stronger. Alright, and then passively, whenever a friendly countdown tile expires, you deal damage to the target. And the reason why I had this here at level 5 is, again, when you have Coulson and Iron Fist, you know, using their cheap abilities, quote unquote. Well, Iron Fist's cheap abilities, Coulson creating countdown tiles, you're doing countdown tile damage on numerous fronts. And ironically enough, with Drax, his secret weapon ability, that was actually a bug in the game several years ago with countdown tiles. So, long story short, Vision and several other characters that had mechanics for countdown tiles, they would be a little bit, they were bugged. So it would be like, okay, well, here's the countdown tile. It would do its listed damage, and then it would do even more damage, you know, when the countdown tile disappeared. And it's like, oh, that's not good. So a lot of folks, myself included, we use that exploit. Like, won't even lie to you, I use that exploit there. But again, it was one of those exploits that you really couldn't get around it, because it was baked into the game. Like, the the Scouts Honor thing you could do would be like, okay, well, I'm just not going to use characters for countdown tiles. So that's the reason why Drax's secret weapon activates the way that it does, because again, it was based off of a bug. And then Slice and Dice, this one here costs, I believe it's 8 if I'm not mistaken. So it'll do damage to the target, and then if the opponent is at 90% health or higher, it'll do even more damage. Alright, so the idea with Drax, at least in this fight here, want to chase after black, chase after red, try and get Thanos down with his with Drax is red, or, you know, if Thanos has any countdown tiles that's on the board that we can't get a halt to, that's where we use Drax is black. As far as boosts go, you know, hey, go black, Taskmaster sword as far as supports go, and yeah. Alright, so there's one crash done with with Drax, and there's one legendary token down. Alright, now the second crash is with Iron Man Model 46. His red ability deals damage based on the number of Team Iron Man members. You know what? Let me go up into my Iron Man Model 46. Yeah, the winning team. Now this one here costs 9. Again, deals damage to the target and additional damage for each Team Iron Man ally on this team. But since this is a one-on-one fight, you're just gonna be dealing 8. It's like, well, whatever the listed damage is. Alright, Girl Friday, on the other hand, this is the ability we're definitely going to have to be mindful of. So what it does for 10 AP, it'll convert 8 of the, it'll convert 8 of the strongest basic color tiles, our strongest color tiles, to red. And then whenever the board settles, it'll destroy all remaining basic red tiles. And obviously it doesn't generate AP, but it puts a massive damper on whatever we're trying to do. And then finally, House Party Protocol. This costs 12. What it does, it creates a 3-turn yellow countdown tile that deals damage whenever they expire. But if Iron Man would take whatever his listed damage is at 270, he'll remove one of those countdown tiles, and then the damage will be prevented. Alright, so that's Iron Man in a nutshell. Obviously, affiliations are Team Iron Man, Avengers. What else we got? Technologist and Genius. Again, those are the new affiliations there. Alright. Okay, and again, Drax. Don't really need to belabor Drax. But the affiliations with him are Heroes and Guardians of the Galaxy, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and Team Cap too, for some reason. Yeah. Yeah, I honestly forgot the strategies to tell you how to deal with Iron Man 40, but to look here, you better off seeing than me telling you. But yeah, so that's the all new Deadpool Daily, at least for this week here. Remember, Next week, uh, we're not gonna have the doubled up 5-star uh Crash of the Titans. Is like it'll be just one Crash of the Titans, like how it's normally been, but on alternate weeks it'll be two Crashes of the Titans. So, if you got a character that's kind of low leveled, and you're gonna need health packs, go ahead and use health packs and whatnot. I just went in with Drax, even taking damage from Thanos, you know, to say just to get the fight done. Um, Again, um, all I can say is, hopefully this video here helped you out a little bit. Hopefully, I went over as best to my ability the Crash of the Titans, and looked at the some of the new changes that we have in the game. So again, we're flying solo at least in game, but I want to say the developers actually said who was going to be next on the Crash of the Titans, but I'm not gonna look on the NPQ forums. Whenever my next video is, I'll be sure to remind you all who it is. Or if the video happens to be next Monday, hey, so be it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully, again, you learned something in this almost hour-long video about the new Deadpool daily. Make sure that you do all these here every day, to boost up your roster, because hey, one day, you'll be in a position to where you can get your roster strong as mine is, like for real, for real. Oh, two other housekeeping notes. Housekeeping note one, we're gonna have a pretty short season coming up next week. Well, this coming week here. So that's gonna last maybe, I think, 10 days if I'm not mistaken. But it'll get us right in time for the anniversary, and anniversary is gonna be a month-long celebration. So we'll have at least the fan favorites CP vault, and plus two, you'll have opportunities to get Jane Foster Thor, Chasm, and Immortal She-Hulk in tokens. So you can pick and choose what you want to do. If you want to go after them, or if you want to go after the latest, or go after the fan favorites. So again, we'll have more details on the anniversary when the developers give it out, and hey, we'll go from there. So again, be excellent to your fellow human beings, and I'm gonna catch y'all later because I need some sleep. Peace.